What is freedom? It is not only the right to think, it is the right to move. For centuries, for a woman, physical freedom has been a myth. Her body is an architectural structure, supported by a cat's ear and heavy fabric. Her space is a living room, a church, a market, and always under someone's escort. But history sometimes takes unexpected turns. Sometimes emancipation begins not with a philosophical treatise, but with a simple but ingenious steel frame. By the 1880s, society had a clear geography for women. Distance was her enemy. Travel required a carriage, expensive, or an escort, depending. Criticism against speed: the faster you moved, the less of a lady you were. Physical movement was seen as indecent or dangerous. Now look at the penny farthing. Tall, unsteady, the epitome of speed and risk. Impossible for a woman in the clothes of the time. Women's freedom awaited an invention that respected safety and geometry. The restriction of clothing was not only aesthetic, but also an instrument of social control. In the mid-1880s, the invention of the safety bicycle was an accidental but powerful blow to the patriarchal system. Suddenly, the machine was affordable, safe, and efficient. For a woman, this meant autonomy. For the first time, she could travel quickly over long distances on her own. The bicycle did not ask for permission. It did not require an escort. It was the first freedom machine for the masses. A woman who has mastered the bicycle cannot be turned back. Susan B. Anthony, prominent suffragette. You can't ride a bicycle in a crinoline. It's physically impossible. So when the invention became a necessity, society was challenged, either a bicycle or a corset. Women chose speed. The clothing revolution began. The corset, which compressed the lungs and controlled posture, was thrown into the dustbin of history. It was replaced by rational clothing, functional, light, allowing breathing and movement. Freedom of movement required freedom of breathing. The liberation of the body was the first step to the liberation of the mind. One of the most visible structures of patriarchal control collapsed. This simple act of balancing and moving forward was the first step in politics. The bicycle allowed a woman to expand her physical world. She went to a friend's house, to the library, to a political meeting that her husband might not know about. The bicycle broke down the walls of the domestic space, making a woman a citizen of the street, a citizen of the world. This independence, this control over her own movement, was the basis for the formation of the idea of the new woman, self-sufficient, educated, active. How the bicycle influenced a healthy lifestyle and open space for women. Of course, there was resistance. Doctors and moralists warned of the dangers of overexcitement or bicycle face, pale and tense. It was a last-ditch attempt to control a body that had already tasted speed. But history would not listen. The bicycle had become so integral that its philosophical weight was finally cemented. A century later, the bicycle remains a symbol, an environmental protest, a challenge to urban architecture, but most importantly, an accessible mechanism for personal freedom. Every time a woman gets on a bicycle, she repeats an act of emancipation that began a century and a half ago. We started with the question of freedom, and we found the answer in a simple but perfect machine. The bicycle revolution proved a fundamental truth. Technology is not just a tool, it is a catalyst for social justice. The bicycle gave women two things: independence and control over space. It broke the corset to free the body and freed the body to free the mind. The next time you see a bicycle, remember, it is not just transportation. It is a monument to emancipation that still moves forward. And what is the main symbol of personal freedom for you today? Write in the comments. Subscribe to the Lost Practical channel.